It is Jets week. The Niners host the Jets. The Niners need to figure out who their targets are from the Jets. So, Mike, here's the question. Which players pose the biggest threats? You ready to get to it, baby?
You B.A.M. right.
Love that shirt, dude. What's going on, 49er faithful to the mother freaking Bay? I know Mike don't like that, so that's why I'm going to use it, because we're not from the Bay Area, but we still faithful to this team. Mike, what's going on, man? It's Wednesday. We ain't got time to talk. We got to get strictly to business. I just need to check in with my bro. You good?
I'm good, man. I'm out here, man. We're going to have a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's
good show.
Talk, man. It's game week, baby.
Good show, a lot of fun, man. Like, let me just ask you this, Mike. What is? See, I just did my Bleacher Report, and I just told him that my confidence level is through the roof, and I want to know, like, where you stand, like, with your confidence level on the 49ers just for this first game. We'll take it game by game because it's gonna change, but we'll take it game by game. Game by game. How confident are you that the Niners are going to take care of business?
I was never concerned about this game in particular. I think Aaron Rodgers should not be sitting out for a whole season and not doing preseason games and think that he's going to step on the field against arrested and healthy San Francisco 49ers defense. I just think that's suicide.
Look, I'm not going to take Aaron Rodgers lightly because he's Aaron Rodgers. Like, that dude, so it's like he got that uncle strength now, right? Like, you think you could take your uncles when you go to the cookout barbecue. Some of us can, but you think you can, and they just unleash this different type of strength. I feel like that's what Aaron Rodgers possess. But my main question is, just from the preseason and the offseason antics, it just don't seem like he's in sync with the Jets and their players, right? I mean, that's what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting.
I 100% agree with you. 100%. And I think that's why I'm so confident. I haven't said or read anything that's like, yo, man, like, they really got it. Like, you watch some of the drills, he's snapping the ball and getting rid of the ball quickly. Like, he's afraid to get hurt already. Those are the drills that they're showing on TV that he's doing. Like, I haven't seen anything that's going to, they got to deal with us. That's what's going to happen. They got to deal with us, not the other way around. And we home. They coming to us.
They coming to us. They traveling. They coming across countries. Across the seas. That's what I mean. They coming they coming across country. Like depending on how they fly. But I know that's a long ass flight because I make that flight 2, 3, 4 times a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a long flight, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna have to really, and Aaron Rodgers is not listen. I know we about to do some stuff, but Aaron Rodgers might be the 6th best player on their team. Like, he's not that no more. He's not that no more.
Ooh. And look, for 49ers throwback says, we don't know. We don't know. But the thing is, you still got to account for him, because what if he is? So, like, you can't just take him, you can't tread it and play him lightly just because he didn't play a year. What if he got stronger, healthier, wiser? He took a year off of football. You know what it is like taking a year off from football? It's like saving 10 years of your life.
I respect that.
You're right. We don't know if he's going to be that type of Aaron Rodgers. But, I mean, if he wasn't, they probably would have moved on from him, right? Like, they probably would have been like, yo, we got to get somebody else in here. Now, as far as the chemistry and all that stuff, that's a question. Like, I'm going to be doing some stuff with some Jets content creators on tomorrow. And I hope they 100. I hope they keep it 100. I hope they they don't come in here. And I'm a cross stream it too, because I need to make sure that the faithfuls in that chat, because it's not going to be a bunch of Jets fans. Not that I can't hold my own, but I don't feel like dealing with that. I just don't feel like dealing with it.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. So you're right. We don't know which Aaron Rodgers we're gonna get, but don't you got to prepare if you get that Aaron Rodgers? You got to be prepared just in case that Aaron Rodgers shows up, though, right?
Yeah, you prepare for glory, but anticipate pain. That's what it means. You
Always.
know, like if that Aaron Rodgers is the one that shows up, like that's the pain. He gonna bring it. He's definitely gonna bring it. But I haven't been afraid of Aaron Rodgers in a really, really long time. He looks great against mediocre defenses.
So Ben says exactly, but there's going to be rust. All right, so let's talk about a couple players that ain't been in practice since practice started. Let's talk about Brandon Ayuk, and let's talk about Trent Williams. I mean, we got to keep it a buck.
McCaffrey, right?
I mean, let's just keep it honest. Let's just be honest. Let's keep it real, right? That's what we do, right? So let's talk about some players that haven't practiced. Do they need? Is there going to be a little rust there with Brock Purdy? Is there going to be some timing issues? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I do think that there's a possibility for some rust, some early game jitters between Ayuk and Purdy, especially because you can't really simulate you can't simulate the game speed even in practice.
Facts.
So they're never really going 100% in practice. So if that's the case, like how is he supposed to get back on track? You got to hope that there's enough rapport and chemistry there from the previous season. But I mean,
I just feel like the rust thing. Yeah, there's gonna be rust. He ain't played in the preseason either. At least Brock did play in the preseason. Brock, in my opinion, Brock was rusty as hell that second game, and then in the third game, he had his pieces back and he looked like Brock for the most part. Had a couple of missed throws, you know what I mean, but looked like Brock for the most part. So, but my thing is, if it's not rust for the Niners, what will it be? Let's say they don't come out rusty, but let's say they come out not in rhythm, not in sync.
Isn't that rusty?
Is it rusty?
Like
it could be. That's part of it.
I don't know. Like when this team just isn't in sync, it looks like some. You know what? It don't have to be rust because we've seen them in midseason just look out of sync. We've seen the games against the Bengals. Like where they just or the Cleveland. That was in the middle of the season, and they just didn't look like they were clicking. They didn't look like they were all there. So I get that. I guess they could look a little not in sync and then not be rust either. But I also think there's a lot of people that are anxious, right?
That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother hormonal thing you got to factor in, right? The anxiety.
Yeah. Like, I think somebody like Debo can't wait to show somebody what he can do. But I know that's not what we're talking about. I know we're not talking about him, but with Ayuk, I think Ayuk is going to be okay. I think the timing could be off. A little bit. I think Trent, I'm a little concerned. I'm concerned until I'm not.
Really?
I'm concerned until I'm not. Yeah, 36 years old. And just not doing anything all offseason.
So can we compare Trent and Aaron Rodgers? Like it's just for age purposes, and maybe that might be what hinders both offenses in the game.
We could try, but one was coming back from an injury where the other guy was just at home chilling, like healthy. And
he was injured too. But not a season-ending injury. Trent was beat up. Remember? I think that was one of the main reason why Trent always is dealing with some type of injury. But you're right. One had a season-ending injury, and it's an ACL. But quarterbacks don't need their ACLs.
Stop.
You act like they going out there cutting up the field. Know what I mean?
Rodgers do. He's a sneaky guy. He likes to step out and extend plays. He likes to move around the pocket. He likes, and he steps into his throws. So he need his.
You're right, because that dude's going to sneaky run the ball like when you least expect it. I feel like, okay, so here's my thing, right? I don't want to overlook Aaron Rodgers because if you get the healthy version of him, it could be a problem. The good news is a healthy Aaron Rodgers hasn't beaten Kyle Shanahan in ever, right? The healthy Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, they got us one time.
Was it when Kyle first started?
Yeah, but like Nick Mullins or some shit was a quarterback, or Bethard maybe.
Okay,
It was.
so yeah. Okay, so
they got us once. He was healthy.
That's fine. But my point is, like, Aaron Rodgers struggles against whatever the defensive front is in front of him from the 49ers. Whatever's presented to him, he's been struggling with it as of lately. How about I say that? And he's never faced it in this particular green color. So, like, it's crazy. I'd be like, all right, man. So, like, maybe the Niners just own Aaron Rodgers because we struggled against that Packers team without Aaron Rodgers.
It's like the Russell Wilson effect. Like, remember how we just couldn't beat Russell? It didn't matter if he was here, Denver, right? It was the Russell Wilson thing. I think that it's kind of like that for Aaron Rodgers. He did it to himself, though. He put this, like, they're going to pay for not drafting me.
Oh, yeah. And he put the hex on his own back, dummy.
Yeah.
Big dummy. Yeah. All right, Mike, listen, we're going to have a little fun on today's episode, man. And for those that watch the show, we started off with 49ers straight off the freaking bang. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We appreciate it. Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to this person that makes this show tick and talk. We appreciate you. We just wanted you to know that. And so keep up the great work. What we want to do, though, is Mike and I want to pick we're going to pick a player depending on where this wheel lands, and we're going to talk about a player that poses the biggest threat. All right? So which player...
We're not allowed to repeat.
We're not allowed to repeat. This is straight off the top of the dome. All right? I ain't got nothing. I'm going to go straight off of what I know, what I see, and Mike probably going to do the same thing. So, Mike, since, it's the B.A.M show on this particular channel, I'll spin the wheel, but wherever it lands, you get to go first. Doesn't matter if it's offense or defense. You're gonna get two. I'm gonna get two. You ready?
That's right.
Let's do it, baby. All right, we got Mike. He is going to get the Jets defense. All right, you get the Jets. That was dope.
Oh, okay. All right. I like it, man. I like it. There's a couple different ways you can go here. And it is like the obvious, like the low-hanging fruit, But I am going to do this. Quinnen Williams, the best defensive tackle in the entire NFL. Now that, Aaron Donald is retired, I think Quinnen Williams is probably better bar for bar, day for day, game for game than even Chris Jones. Maybe Chris Jones will give him a little run for his money. But right there, they 1A and 1B right now. And he's going to be working the inside of the offensive line. The Niners have a rookie in there who we've all been so confident and so excited to see in Dominic Purdy. What better way to demoralize that 49ers team than taking the rookie that you're the most excited about and making him your, who you called it? UNITY? Like that was a Queen Latifah nod, by the way, y'all.
But I knew the music. I had the jazz horn.
You was right there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Always going to complete the sentences for sure.
Jersey. But, so I think that
Jersey.
he can, I think he could absolutely come in here and cause some havoc and disrupt the culture, right? Quinnen Williams is probably going to be the most important defensive player for the Jets.
I can't argue against that, man. I got a different defender, but Quinnen up front you're right, and I think so. Here's my take, right, and I'll just focus on Quinnen Williams. He's going to be, they stunt a lot, so I don't think it's going to be straight up Dominic Purdy on Quinnen Williams. I think they'll test him. I think Purdy will win the test. That's how much faith I got in Dominic Purdy. I think Purdy wins the test. The one-on-one test, Purdy's an anchor, bro. That cat take them feet and they are steadfast in that ground. It's good luck. But here's where it's gonna get tricky. If they stunt and they bring the other guy around him, Quentin Williams is gonna be on Jake Brendel. Quentin Williams is gonna have a fucking field day.
He is gonna wreck shop in the middle of that 49ers offensive line, bro. He could do it.
I don't want him to have a field day. I want him to stay one-on-one.
I'm with you.
With Dominic Purdy, though.
Hey,
move Purdy to
center.
Question? But put his ass to center. Yo, let me ask you a question. You can't ask me a question. Let me ask you a question. We watch DBs, cornerbacks match up. Can offensive linemen match up?
Can right? Don't you want to see him just shift it? Like, no, you got because all they're going to do is stunt then. We draft
versatile offensive linemen for a reason. There's got to be a method to the madness, right? Our offensive linemen can play all 5 positions. There's a reason for that. Can you match him up? Hey, Pony man, wherever he go, you go. Wherever he go, you go.
We be so in sync and we don't even know it. So I did a show last night and I gave the hypothetical about the 49ers rotating offensive linemen, like how defenses rotate defense. I swear to God, Wayne, I swear if anybody is out here watching that, saw the show last night, let them know I'm dead serious. It's just how we do, man. But my question to you, though, real quick, is has Hassan Reddick reported?
No. Apparently, they made him an offer, a new offer, and he declined it. I don't think Hassan Reddick plays in this game, which sucks because you know me, I don't want no excuses.
No excuses. You know it. So they're going to rely on Jermaine Johnson. Then.
Of course. And if you're going to rely on Jermaine Johnson, right? Like, all right, good luck. He's a power guy off the edge. He's not a speedy guy. They're going to have to use their depth and Will McDonald IV, who is the speedy guy. So if they do got a freakish athlete. He's not, it might be faster than Hassan Reddick, but he's still young. He's still raw, right? He's Brock Purdy's former teammate, Iowa State. So, you could see some of him talking about the Jets defense. You could see you might get some flashes. And so what concerns me with that is, and I know we're not talking about this, but since we still talk about the Jets defense, we're going to go with Quentin Williams. That was who you landed on. That's who you gave. I won't be able to give a Jets defender. But my issue is, I'm a little, if they use speed on the outside, I'm a little worried about Colt McKivitz, dog. He is just not quick enough for speed. He's not need for speed. He will get toasted.
Mm-hmm. So who do you think their speed guy would be?
It would be Will McDonald IV. But my question, how would you? Yeah, dude ran a 4.3. Come on, bro. So like, my question is like, how do you and he could jump over cars. So I don't know what that means. But that's some freakish stuff.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess you got a chip, right? It's going to be him or Reddick. So the Niners going to chip somebody.
So George Kittle, Eric Saubert.
No. Yes. Because George Kittle ain't chipping nobody this game. You need all weapons available, all hands on deck.
Yeah, I agree. But you're going to have him because unless you really trust in Eric Saubert, listen, the last time. And then listen, I'm cool. If Hassan Reddick was playing, I want Kittle chipping.
Right.
But since if Hassan Reddick isn't playing, I'm cool with Kittle not chipping. Because you need to take advantage of the Jets' weakness on defense, which is their safeties, right? And who's the safety killer on the 49ers offense?
Well, it should be George Kittle, though.
That's who it is. It's not. It should be. He killed. There's not a safety in this league there's one safety. I feel like that could give George Kittle a run for his money, bro.
So why you want him chipping then?
I don't. I said if Hassan Reddick was playing, I'm not trusting nobody. Last time we trusted a backup tight end with Hassan Reddick playing, how that pan out?
All I know is Kyle's on a mission this year. He gonna try to prove that wrong.
You know what?
But I do get what you're saying.
You know Kyle better than I do, so I get what you're saying.
Did I get blurry on your screen?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not watching the screen. No. You don't look blurry to me. You ready, Mike? I get the 49ers defense.
I
Who
know.
do I think defensively is going to have a mother? Who's going to be the fear factor on the 49ers defense? This is tough.
You can go so many different ways.
This
too.
is
That's
so
funny.
tough. I'm literally looking at, because on Friday we do the face-off Friday. So I'm really thinking about matchups. This is tough. But fear factor, I just feel like
on the defense too, like fear. Like
I want to say it's Fred Warner. I'm nervous about Fred Warner because there's no Dre Greenlaw,
mm-hmm.
and if Fred reverts back to overcompensating Fred.
Against the best quarterback in the NFL, he's going to be more cautious than he is. Like,
you get what I'm saying?
But
it's got to be. It's got to be Fred Warner. Like, I feel like he sets the tone. He's the fear factor like that. If I know the Jets will game plan for Nick Bosa and the pass rush. I get it, but they're not really game planning. I mean, they're going to chip him. Like that's common sense. How do you stop Fred Warner though? Like, you know what I mean? And so like the only way you do that if you make him overthink, bro. Mm-hmm. But I'm going with Fred Warner. I think Fred Warner is the fear factor on defense. And listen, listen, Travarius Mooney-Ward is going to remind everybody why he should have been first team All-Pro in this game. This is the game where he's going to remind everybody why he should have been first team All-Pro. First team All-Pro, not second team All-Pro. Because they was going back and forth, him and Sauce Gardner, right? They was going back and forth. Sauce Gardner talking about, this is why 49ers ain't going to win the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
And Sauce got the nod.
He got the nod. He got the first team. I'm going to go Fred here. I know it sounds like the easiest answer, but listen, I gave y'all some context why I'm a little weary about it. And it's not a shot at Fred. It's just, he's so dope. He'll just try to do everything. And I'm hoping I hope he build a rapport. I hope he has a rapport with Devondre Campbell and the trust is there, right? I hope he has the rapport with DFF and the trust is there, right? I'm hoping he has the rapport with Curtis Robinson and the trust is there. I don't expect D. Winters to play in this game because of the injury. So, them your linebackers, bruh. If Greenlaw was on this field, though, it would be Fred Warner hands down. Like,
right.
Not even.
And see, I think I like it as an X factor because this game, in my opinion, this one game right here in particular is probably the easiest one for Fred Warner to mess up in. If you factor in the absence of Greenlaw, the importance of playing against Aaron Rodgers, how good Breece Hall is, right? Like when you factor all these things in, now he's got new linebackers around him. He wants to over-communicate. He wants to overcompensate. Like you said, there's a lot more reasons as to why and how I could justify Fred Warner having a bad game than a good game, right? Like just being
But what's a bad game? Like
just late on cues, bad angles, like swamp feet in the swamp, right? You don't want your feet to be in the swamp. You don't want to be in mud, right? Yeah. You want to get off quick. If he's hesitant back there, if he's standing still a little too long, because he just doesn't want to give up the big play, but you allow all these little plays to happen, it could be a bad thing for him. So I could see how it could be a tough game for Fred.
Okay. I'm hoping you get the 49ers offense so you can give a 49. Matter of fact, if it lands on the defense, if it lands on the offense, 49ers.
Oh, you want to name somebody on the Jets offense?
No, I just want you to talk about a 49er, but we'll play the wheel. We'll just do it at random. Whatever happens. I just want to hear your take on a 49er player. This thing don't like
I
me.
got the Jets offense. It's cool. It's all right. It's
all right. You got it.
And there's a couple of people here. But again, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit. I didn't want to. I wanted to give the nod to Wilson, believe it or not. I wanted to give the nod to Wilson. But if Rodgers is rusty, if it looks like he doesn't have the timing and the rhythm, they're going to run the ball, and they have one of the best running backs in the entire NFL.
I don't know why people feel like he not. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. This dude had over almost 600 yards receiving. just almost cracked 1,000 yards rushing, double digit all
Mhm.
touchdowns. Like he's a problem.
And with a subpar run blocking offensive line ahead of him.
Facts.
Like people are really, really sleeping on this kid. I really, really like Brees. I think he's gonna do just fine, and he's gonna be the person that shakes things up. He's gonna be that check down. He's gonna be that safety blanket for Aaron Rodgers, and he's gonna try to get a big one. I hope it doesn't happen against us, obviously, but it's got to be him. It's got to be him.
That would have been my pick if I was the Jets offense. I was gonna go with Brees Hall, not because I'm just a running back by nature connoisseur. That's my thing. But when I look at what I talked about on Bleacher Report before I jumped on here, it was literally their team is literally a carbon copy of the San Francisco 49ers. If you look at their team, you look at the way it's built, and you start from the coaching, like, it's literally a carbon copy of the 49ers. They got the type of quarterback that does what Brock does: quick release, play action bombs, can extend plays. Brock does the same thing. Brock's trying to be like Aaron. I'll put it like that because Aaron has done it before. But my point is, they have that particular type of quarterback that can be mobile when you need him to be, that can read defenses, that can get the ball out of his hands quick. When you look at the receivers, who they got as wide receivers, they picked up Mike Williams, and I know he's been injured. Bruh, Mike Williams is a motherfucking problem, bro. Like, the dude is like 6. Let me just look it up. The dude is. I gotta get his height and weight.
Right? I thought it was 6'2".
I just need his height and weight. That's a big guy. Mike Williams, 6'4". Mike. I was gonna say 6'4". He's 6. No, my point is, one of my favorite receivers in the NFL is Mike Evans, right? Mm-hmm. This is who he is like when he's healthy. That dude catches. That dude is fat, and he's faster. So he gonna be a problem too. So if you look at the Niners receivers, every receiver is a threat. If you look at them, they picked up Malachi Corley offensively. You know what I'm saying? They said, let me get me a Z guy. Let me get a Deebo Samuel type of guy that can take the jet reverse sweeps and the end of rounds and line up in the backfield. So they got a rookie doing that. Okay. But then they got depth too. They got Alan Lazard, who's a down the field threat. He kind of reminds of what Chris Conley does, right? Speed down the field. They are a carbon copy of the 49ers. And you can even say that defensively as well. Like, carbon copy. The only thing they haven't had is a competent quarterback. And so they're going to get their opportunity if that's what Aaron Rodgers can do. So I actually like that. And I'm going to spin the wheel on this last one just because this is the best damn team in football. And so let me go ahead and spin the wheel for the best damn team in football. And it's going to be 49ers offense. You know what, Mike? We both going to give a player. So I'm going to let you go first, and I'll close it out with my 49ers offensive fear factor player.
Fear factor, not X factor.
Correct. Same difference.
We want to know who. Well, I just hold on now, because the X factor is who's going to make the biggest difference in the game. Fear factor.
I want to know who's going to install the fear. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. I'm going Debo all the way.
Damn.
I'm going Debo, and I'm not even hesitating here. He's been here. He's been working. He's going to get rewarded for his good faith and actions. He just did another deal with the team and restructured.
Wait, we didn't even talk about that, bro.
Early. I know.
Speaking of Debo restructuring his deal, I just hope the 49er faithful realize that he gonna be here for a while, because I know the Niners ain't paying that money if he not here. Like, I just know they not paying that money if he not here. So what's up, Debo, man? Good, man. We gonna get about 3 or 4 of these chips. I can feel it, and Debo gonna get 3 or 4 of them chips. All right, so I mean, I can't argue with you. I wanted to pick Debo. I'll be different and go with a different player. I'm gonna go with Trent Williams. I think Trent Williams being here changes up that's the way that the Jets have defensively. We're going to try to attack the San Francisco 49ers. I thought they felt like, we can get off on both ends, from the left tackle to the right tackle. We know that Colt McKivitz struggles with speed. We know that Jalen Moore struggles with power. That's so weird. And so we'll go ahead and match up our guys the best and give the 49ers, force them to do what they need to do. But when you get Trent Williams there, in my opinion, Mike, it just enhances everything. And I understand there's a difference between football shape and being in shape, and I get that. But I just feel like Trent Williams, he's in shape. as far as being in football shape, let's let this dude practice 3 or 4 days and see what happens, right? Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's let him do his thing. And then let's see how he's out there. I'm sure he's not going to be outwinded, out of breath, or anything like that. I'm sure he knows what the contact feels like. I'm sure he wanted this damn break because you know what Trent Williams did? Trent Williams said, F that money. You can have your fun. I'll pay my fines. But I'm taking a long ass vacation because we're going to be right back here next year after we win the Super Bowl. I think that was his mindset. He needed some extra time off to kind of like recoup, rejuvenate, and allow his body to endure the long season. It's not like we ain't going to the playoffs. It's not like it's going to be one and done in the playoffs. I feel like he's that confident that this team is going to be right back in that Super Bowl competing for the Lombardi. So I'm going Trent Williams. What are your thoughts on that?
Nah, I like Trent Williams, man. I love it. X factor all the way and fear factor, both. He actually is both. The better he plays, the more he encourages the 49ers. Ooh. And the opposing team already is fearful of Trent Williams. You know what I'm saying? So he's both. He's absolutely both. And then just so you know, if I had to go back and pick a different defensive player for you,
okay,
William Floyd. I mean, Leonard Floyd. Damn it. Why do I always say William?
Bro, I'm like, we going back to the fullback? Bro, I was about to get my Q Sigma signs going, man. You know what I'm saying? I was about to ready to throw it up. I'm like, what? Bar none?
That, Listen, you got the Floyd right, bro. Absolutely, bro. Leonard Floyd is absolutely going to be, in my opinion, the fear factor. Everyone's going to be so focused on Bosa and Hargrave, right? Even Malik Collins up the middle, right? They're going to let Floyd go. And Floyd looked like he just want to run and hit. I don't think he's going to record any sacks. I think he's going to be disruptive as hell. I think every time somebody gets close to Aaron Rodgers, he's throwing the ball on the ground because he don't want the season to be over already.
I personally think Floyd takes this dude that I'm about to mention. Like, it's Morgan Moses and Elijah Vera Tucker. I'm not confident on that side of the Jets line.
That right side. Okay, the right guard, Morgan Moses. I see you. Yeah, now, right tackle is Moses.
Yeah, so I'm not uber confident in that. You know what I'm saying? And so like, he did it last year. He did it before first play. I'm just saying. Now I'm not saying that we're gonna get the same result. You know what I'm saying? They upgraded their line. They got Tyron Smith. All right, but that's gonna be Nick Bosa's side. But I think Nick Bosa, who's handled Tyron Smith his whole career. I mean, ask me how many times Dallas beat the 49ers since Nick Bosa's been here.
How many times has Dallas beat the 49ers since Nick Bosa's been here?
Did he really just ask me? Like, none. Like, none. Like, zero. Like, none. Like, none. How do we take shots at only show we take shots at Dallas before we even play and we talk about the Jets. But seriously, think about it, man. That's a former Dallas Cowboy. That's somebody Nick Bosa knows very well. Now, listen, he's a great tackle, but something about Nick Bosa. Are they gonna use a double on Nick Bosa when you're paying Tyron Smith? That you don't want to double.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to double some of those guys up on the inside and Hargrave. Look at that line we about to. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh, I wish we had more time. I wish I could tell y'all about the biggest X factor on the whole 49ers team. And
you want to give me an X factor?
He ain't even playing on Monday, bro.
Who's the biggest X factor in the 49ers?
Ricky Pearsall. They hype for this dude. Are you kidding me? Huh? Yo. This guy. Listen, we went from woe is us, the sky is falling, and he just put that shot right in the arm. He gave us that adrenaline that we needed. We were missing something. He gave us a spark. He humanized us again. Oh, man. What? Man, don't get me started. All right.
Real talk. And you heard the players talk about it. I mean, I think that was cool. I mean, you heard Trent Williams said, listen, that's when I knew I needed to get back here. Like, I needed to be here for this team. I needed to be here for him. Like, yeah. Like the brotherhood, like, you know what I mean? And that's what it is, right? It's a brotherhood, like, and so I hope the 49ers, in my opinion, they start this season off with a bang and they stand on business from week one and they don't look back. and whatever energy, whatever they plan for, like it's about to be on and popping. I don't think the league is going to be ready what the 49ers are about to do this season, bro. I don't think the league is going to be ready. And I think the 49ers are going to force the league. What's that? First you take the money, then you get the power, and then after that, motherfuckers will respect you. What's the key to life? I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I think the Niners at this point, I think Kyle Shanahan, I think the Niners have paid their dues. I'm going to leave it at that. Take us home, bro.
No team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. Nope, wrong show. We live all the time, kicking it with the fam, bro. That's Breezy. I'm Mike, and this is the B.A.M. Show.
Ooh, wrong hand. Psh, I told you, man. It'd be tough, man, when I'm clicking with the buttons, bro.